Now I just throw it in the washer and keep going. But thank God, for small favors, right? Doing laundry now, need to be loading the dishwasher and doing my hair. Okay, Gwen, if you need to pop out, anybody, if you need to pop out, go ahead. There are other people that are on. And if if you need to. But yeah, go ahead and take a break. We are here. And just let me know what you think. Maybe by the end of the show. Good morning, Magnolia. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Deborah. And it is so good to see you guys. So please let me know what you think about, Saturday morning. And we'll take it from there because I realized I'm going to be up on Saturday mornings anyway. Yeah, I tried to put some eyeliner on, but I don't wear makeup anymore. I mean, I used to do the cat eye but now, Hi, Lala. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good morning, Magnolia. How's my sister? All of you are my sisters. So this morning, at 4 o'clock, I was out perusing all of the other reviewers because I know there's there maybe one that's like, I won't get on board, but I am on board. I'm on board for truth, justice, for women. I'm not a feminist. I'm just a wife. Seriously, I'm a wife. I'm a mom. That's who I am. I worked for 40 years. I'm older than what a lot of people might think, but I know a lot about a lot. I bumped my head a few times. So that's why I speak the way I do. Doesn't mean I'm right. So if I ever say something that you disagree with, like Miss T knows, tell me. It's okay because it's not going to hurt me to be wrong. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to look at it and I'll discuss anything. So on these chats, we typically can talk about anything we want. And if there is a skit that you want to see, let me know and I will play it. I have to be careful because if I play the entire skit, that's a violation. And I don't want to get a violation. The channel's too new and I love what I do with you all. So what I did this morning, I went out and I was just, watching some of the other people's commentary, and it's good commentary. But then I hit one that I knew was about me. They didn't have to say my name. I already know. I knew what to expect. It's okay though. It's all in fun. Miss B nailed her reaction so perfectly. That's my girl as well. That she'll nail it. And people think, hi, RD. People think, oh, I'm just an Amber fan. No, I'm not. I don't like what she's doing. She needs to go home at night. I won't whitewash Anthony. No. And unless Amber has a good reason for buddying up to Shayla, like getting Kai's actual conception date, which I think she has already, Amber, I'm going to get on Amber. I don't give Amber a pass on the bad things she does, but somehow people think I do, but I don't. I'll get her. I am that mama bear. Who called me a mama bear? Was that Angela Atkinson? Somebody called me a mama bear. I am. I am. She's too old to be my daughter, but she could be my niece. Will I get on Anthony? Absolutely. My son's not rich, but if he did nonsense and I found out about it, you think I won't get him? And he's in the military. I don't care. He's still my child. My nephews, I'll call them out. So, and they'll call me out if I say something that's phrased in a way that they take it with a negative connotation. I am quick to apologize. And then I put it in my head how I said it, so I don't say it again, because I don't want to offend my kids. I don't want to offend anybody. But maybe Miss B, I love having Miss B on. Maybe she'll come on, but she's got a life, and but she has an open invitation, and maybe she's going to come on like once a week. She's got her own life too, but if she ever comes in, she's always welcome. So, because honestly, we agree and we disagree, which is good, because I take her viewpoint, and for various reasons we have different viewpoints on some things, and I love listening to her take. I do watch Miss B. I do. Hi, Terrain. Good morning. I do listen to Miss B. Sometimes I don't comment, but she knows I'm on there. She knows. So, hi, Miss Faye. Yeah, I like Miss B. There are people who say, no. When you know what you know, when you're old enough to know better, then yeah. So anyway, everybody's saying hello, and I'm happy you guys are here on my first Saturday morning. So we'll see how it goes, and let me know. And Miss T, I know you're gonna check out on me, which is cool, but let me know what you think, okay? Before any of you guys leave, let me know what you think about the Saturday morning, okay? And then I haven't thought about the wine, but we'll see how this goes, okay? Because Saturday night, we might go to dinner sometimes or something, but we do chill. Hi, Tina. Welcome in. Let's see. I love Amber, and whether she cheats or becomes a nun, no one will stop me from being her loyal fan. And Angela, the majority of us know that. Angela is a ride or die, and she loves Amber. I'm a ride or die, but I will check her. I'm a mom, and that's what I do. I see my kids getting out of control, whoever they are, I'm going to get them. I will get them. So anyway, and yes, my eyes are watering again, probably because I try to put makeup on. So what I did this morning after I went and looked and reviewed some of the other comments, I posted some questions on the community board. Thank you, Donna. Donna says, I love your channel and your fan base. I rock with you every time. Thank you. And then Tina's saying hello to everybody, and she says, I adore Amber also. Please like, share, and subscribe so people know we're here. Okay, so I posted, when I do my shorts and when I post community questions, I post them deliberately. I post them based on what you may think, what other content creators think, and that's how I come up with the questions. Some of them sound relatively simple, but remember, there's a reason that I'm posting it. Even if it sounds like an easy question, you'd be amazed at how many people don't agree. It's like we still live back in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s in this country of America, right? So again, I'm not a feminist. I'm just a woman who wants to be treated right. And I want to see men and women treated right. So given that, I did post some questions this morning, and if you didn't get a chance to see them, please do take a look. And oh yeah, I got pushback saying she should go home and be a wife and just take whatever comes her way. In what is this? The year of our Lord 2026. Yeah. Hi, Carla. So that's what I did last night. And I know I just kind of chuckled, like, okay, some people have a Pied Piper. I don't do Pied Piper. I'm not that person that says, do as I say, or do as I say, not as I do. Because if I'm not going to walk straight, how can I try to tell somebody else to walk straight, right? So, what did you guys think about? Oh, wait a minute. Angela says, I am protecting my peace by staying away from these channels because they want to disrespect you if you're not writing for Anthony. And yeah, I went into the Lion's Den this week on moderator night. I'm still a moderator so far that I know, and I'm going to say what I believe. No compromising, you know, and also having been a programmer in law enforcement, and I wrote programs for courts and things like that. Just to give you a background on me, if you don't know, I've been married 3 times, actually 2 times, to my first husband, who was a football player, and he was just coming into the league. He was an Oakland Raider. Yes, I'm dating myself. He was an Oakland Raider, but I liked him, but I didn't like the lifestyle that came with it. Good morning, Juanita Crenshaw. And so, hi, Michelle Thompson. I'm just giving them a little bit of my background, just a little bit for people who don't know it. I divorced him. He was a good guy. He didn't hurt me. He didn't, no nonsense, but he understood. And so 5 months later, I was convinced to marry him again. And I'm like, okay, I'm in my 20s. Maybe things are going to be better or different. But they weren't. Because that's a different world, right? Hi, Dolly. Welcome in. Welcome in. Please hit the like button, everybody. I'd appreciate it so the algorithm can pick me up. And it looks like they're definitely watching the channel. They're watching the number grow back to the magic number. Thank goodness for that. And so anyway, I married him again, and I divorced him 5 months later because nothing changed. Nothing changed. And again, he wasn't doing anything to me, but it was just not me. And then I married my first boyfriend, and we've been married for 25 years in January. My first boyfriend, because I wanted to marry him, and he said, "You're too young, you're in school, blah, blah, blah." I said, okay. So me, what did I do? Okay, I'm leaving. Not leaving the house because we didn't live together. And I went off and did something else and bumped my head and then bumped it again. So when you say, how do you know this stuff? Because I lived it, because I learned from it, and I really did learn from it. And anyway, hi, Betty. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I just wanted to share that little piece. But I'm very deliberate on my shorts, what I put, the music that I pick, and the community questions that I ask. So, and then, I had some answers this morning, and guess what they were pretty much all about? Anthony. Anthony, the one who's driving this train right now, because he's driving. So anyway, is there anything you guys want to see? I liked the conversation with Amber and her attorney, but I need Amber to go home at night. Go home. Go home. And she did bring up Brittany, and I like that. And we kind of think that, maybe they're listening once again. And we say that and we mean that, because tell me if they don't pick up our stuff. Tell me. Hi, Linda Hazel. How are you? Good morning. Welcome to my channel. And I just try to keep it straight. I'm just a wife and a mom. And I'm educated. I've been a programmer for the majority of my life. And then somehow I decided I wanted to go into healthcare. But I like people. I like people. I like humankind. And this was after COVID. And I just switched because I didn't like where technology took my position. So anyway, that's enough about me. I just wanted to share that with the people who don't know why I say and do what I do. And the fact that I've been married 3 times, 2 men, but 3 times. So I wanted to share that, okay? And let's see. Oh, Magnolia says Amber was trolling the audience with the house. and how the fling with Wayne doesn't mean a thing. Magnolia, I didn't see that coming, but I'm glad it came. Nonya, we need Amber to go home. We do. Amber, go home. Amber Ty, wherever you are, go home. Now, what would happen, and this is just from deduction. I don't know that, this is Country Wayne's world, but it sounds like her not going home, it won't blow the divorce, but it will blow the legal separation part, because that's where the go home, quote, go home, was introduced to us. Is there anybody that doesn't agree with that? Because that's where it was. It was in that piece that Wayne added into his Wayne's World Law. Okay? It wasn't a part of the divorce petition. So let me read some comments really quick. And then I don't know if there are any new skits out. I was doing things this morning. I didn't do laundry, but I did vacuum like the bedroom and stuff, make up the bed and all that kind of stuff. I might wash my hair tonight and then set it. It's still going to look the same because I need a haircut, but my husband doesn't want me to get a haircut, so I have to figure out what to do. Okay, yes, we need Amber to go home at night. RD, thank you. I will definitely be joining you. You're fair and say what needs to be said. I am an Amber fan. I wish she would sit with herself and gather her thoughts. Yes. So, and what I'm saying, and I'm actually for Dave also. I'm still watching Dave. Magnolia, I'm still watching. But that's Magnolia's dude. Hi, Dave. That's Mr. Pie Guy to me. Mr. Pie Guy. Say it louder for the people in the back. You can't kick me out the house. And I did put that in the short as soon as I heard it. I was so happy that that was addressed this morning, because we know how many people, if we've been on certain channels, they always say you should move out, you should do this, you should do that. And I'm just going to say Georgia law, not Wayne's World law, but Georgia law and California law are pretty similar, very similar. And then you have states who say, no, you can't leave unless you're being physically abused. So, it is all that. Let's see. Magnolia says, say it louder. Mm-hmm. And I was so glad that was addressed, because we know that was out there. Like every other comment, just move, just move. You can't just move when you're married. You're not a boyfriend and a girlfriend. You are a union. And divorce is one divorce in the Bible. It's in, I think, 13 books. I think even the older books, the Old Testament. It says when the husband cheats, the wife can file for a divorce. And I'm surprised people don't know that's in the Bible, or they forget. I mean, we even covered it in O'Neill TV before. So I am still a moderator so far that I know on O'Neill. And O'Neill has been, I'm trying to adjust the camera. I'm short, so sometimes it's a little difficult. Oh, I have on my Bay Area Warrior shirt today. So if there are no Warrior fans, I'm sorry. I do live in the Bay Area of California. And let's see. Terrain says, Amber needs to be truthful with her attorney. She is acting like a teen instead of a grown woman. And I can always try to justify it. I have my reasons that I think, but she's acting like a teenager who just found love. And she is. But did she really find somebody who makes her feel like a woman? I mean, that's the only question I have. That's it. I don't agree with cheating. My husband and I both know that if either one of us cheats, we've been married a long time, would he ever forgive me? It would always hurt him. Would it hurt me? I'm kind of like a guy that way. I would be devastated. And just saying that so you guys will know how I really feel about people who cheat. Okay. Angela Atkinson says, I never wanted the writers to make Amber move in with Dave, let her stay. But she didn't move in. She just took a suitcase with some clothes, which is that's what she did. She didn't move. Okay. I hope my internet is okay. It's kind of freezing this morning for some reason. Happens sometimes. But no, she didn't move. She just took a bag and she asked him, was it okay? Was it really okay if she left a few things there? So, because there were some comments about, oh, she needs to go take a shower before she goes home. How do people know the girl didn't take a shower? And they just throw all kinds of stuff up. Some of it I laugh, some of it I don't. I just kind of go, you're talking about the cleanest woman in Skitland. I call it Skitland. Other people still say Skitland, but I do call it Skitland. And that's why my banner says Skitland, because one day I was sitting here. I'm sorry. I need a bobby pin. One day I was sitting here and I said, I'm going to call this Skitland. When I did my banner, when I first decided to make my channel, I have a bobby pin somewhere, but that's okay. Let's see. Yeah, so she didn't move. She didn't move. She just took a bag so she could have some toiletries and a few clothes over there. But Amber, you need to go home at night. You need to go home. And we did scream over here, Terrain, Amber, and I know I did. Go tell your attorney that you are in an affair. Tell her, because she can't defend you if she doesn't know. And that's true. She can't. So, yeah, Terrain, we did address that also. And Anthony's attorney from the first time also told him the same thing when Anthony forgot to tell her that Kai was at the time his son, right? And then also the attorney told Anthony, don't hide money. Anthony didn't listen. So we shall see where that goes. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think she's going to move in. I hope she doesn't move into his house. The attorney told her she's at the point of no return. Don't move out of your house. Now, will I still be an Amber fan if she makes that big, huge mistake? I will. Will I chastise her where she can't even hear me? I will. I am a mama bear. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Linda. You watched me for a while. I appreciate that. Thank you. The lawyer told her Anthony have no right to kick her out. And that's what I've been saying. Like when I used to be on the other channel, I would say you can't kick the woman out of the marital home. And you can't. I mean, I know in my state you can't, but apparently in Georgia it's the same thing. But there are people who think that marriage and boyfriend-girlfriend relationships are the same. They're not. They're not the same at all. Not. Believe me. So when you get married, I got to get a bobby pin, you guys. When you get married, just be ready and know that you're no longer boyfriend and girlfriend. And once that honeymoon is over, real life as a married person begins. It begins. That means you're going to be living with this person day in, day out through everything. So keeping secrets is probably not the best thing to do, because I mean, how many of us get tripped up when we omit information? We don't tell the full truth. We don't want to hurt the person. I mean, pick your battle, right? Pick what you want to talk about. Just don't lie about it. Tina Stoker. Tina Stoker, let me read this again because I don't know if I read it. Yes, Nonya. Amber told the lawyer she wasn't leaving, but her staying away at night basically indicates she's not living in the residence. And don't take your things out. Go home, Amber. Stop the foolishness. Go home. Because I didn't like that one bit. They know we didn't like it. They want to take our temperature and see what we think. I think, Amber, go home. Go home. Okay, do what your attorney told you to do. And thanks, Linda. I appreciate you. The lawyer told her Anthony has no right to kick her out, and he doesn't. The courts, do you know courts are tough places, especially if you're in the wrong. And if he puts her out, do you know Anthony can get arrested for violation or get fined for being in violation of a court order? Because those documents that you get, those come from the court. That's not just the attorney. They come from the court. One of my documents was sent back to my judge asking for further information. Like, why didn't she ask for money? But I mean, I had a job, I was in school, but the court, that's the outcome is irrelevant. But the courts do ask the judges or the judges, like right hand, they will ask questions like that. Why are you leaving? And not asking for alimony, not asking for anything. Yes, Amber thought Anthony had the right to kick her out. Yes, Angela, because she's never been married. So when you've never been married, you don't know. And then also, you don't know what to ask. How do we know what to ask when we've never been there? We don't know. And that's why sometimes I'll even say, I have a dumb question, but is a question ever really dumb? If you don't know, it's not, because you will never know if you don't ask. Let's see. Hi, Michelle. Everybody's saying hi, Michelle. Magnolia says, as long as she doesn't sleep with Anthony. Right. Aunt is the most important thing because that takes the separation off the table. And that night when she was laying there, when that girl, I was so furious. I mean, I was like, what are you doing? Right? But you know why I say nothing happened? Is because I don't know if any of you guys have heard this before. I just heard it from older women. Older women. They say, my cup is full. They used to say that. We didn't know what that meant, being a teenager, a virgin. We don't know what that means. But they used to say, my cup is full. I'd be like, I'm thinking they're talking about drinking or something. I didn't know. But I knew when she said that, nothing happened. Because if your cup is full, that means you're, like wanting some. Let me be polite today. You're in need of some. It may have turned her on, but not for him. It turned her on for Dave. And please put it in the chat. Is Dave really falling for Amber? Do you guys see that? Because I'm looking at it and I'm saying he is, but I know players. I know players also get tired of not having a special person. They do. So I have 4 brothers. 2 of them used to be players. Did they get married? Absolutely. They got married one in his late 50s and one in his 60s, because they never trusted nor had enough interest to get married, or they thought it was too much trouble until they met the right person. Dolly says, did someone else notice that the lawyer said not to remove anything from the house after Amber took the bag? I think, Dolly, if we look at that skit, where she's talking to Amber about the legal separation. She's saying, if you listen to it, she tells her, don't take your stuff out of the house. In other words, don't move your items from the house. Amber could have stopped and bought some stuff. Anthony doesn't know what she took, but that's a good question, Dolly. Did the lawyer mean anything? I took it as meaning don't move the majority of her things out of the house, like she is leaving. To take clothes like you're going on a trip or something like that, you can't say, don't take clothes. You just, that doesn't fly, right? But I like Dolly's question. Did someone else notice that the attorney said not to remove anything from the home after Amber took the bag? So we may not look at it on this one. I'm going to limit our discussions to 3, because the last time I think I had 4 skits. I butchered that tape so bad, I ended up with a video instead of, like, what was it, 2 hours? I ended up with like a 45-minute video, because that's how much video I showed. And we can't do that, because then it shortens the video and all that kind of stuff. They need the videos long so they can drop commercials in there. So that's my baby daddy. Amber gonna get you, Magnolia. Oh my God. Angela says, yes, Nonya, at the 11:30 skit, just drop Lauren. Say we have Wayne wrapped around her finger, or so she thought. We watched that last night, Angela, in here. The 11:30 skit last night. And then Miss Grown Brooke, too scared to take a pregnancy test, just immature and runs off at the mouth too much. Brooke has turned into a little nightmare, but you know what? I don't know what day this is, 15, 16, when she knows that when she takes that pregnancy test, Brooke knows that test is going to come back positive. I think what a lot of young women will do is try to find a way to tell their parents, or some never tell them. They just wait until their child has a big stomach. And then, yeah, that happened in our family too. But it's immature. You did the do, own the dirt. When you do something bad, own it. I mean, what are you going to do? They're not going to give her a whipping. They're going to yell at her, fuss at her, whatever they do. But she's lying to herself, and she's making it worse. I know in the regular state of Georgia, I don't know if your laws are the same as they turned into, but here you can still take care of it before 6 weeks. Let's see. And we saw Lauren. Yes, we did. And I have to look over here because the comments are clearer for me than if I put them on the screen, for the most part. Magnolia, Juanita's cracking up laughing. Yeah, no, I might, no, I won't even flirt with you, guy. My thing is real. I'll just say, hi, Dave. I won't mess with you, man. Okay, Gwen says, thanks everyone for joining NONYASISCHAT chat. She appreciates you joining us, and I do. And welcome in. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Tyrane, the lawyer told her, don't move her things out and don't change the address. So I don't know that, if it were for a trip, that would be moving your stuff out. I don't see that. That's a bit, but I will look at that video again afterwards, and then I'll tell you what I find. And let me know if you guys want to do a wind down. If you don't, that's fine. I'm just going to get in my bed and go to sleep. But we'll see. Because now that you brought that up, I'm going to listen intently at that piece. And then Simply says, hi, Simply. Hello. Amber set all the people straight today. Didn't you, though? I guess Amber said that's enough of that foolishness. Because if you look on Facebook, that's Amber's place to roll and do her lives and stuff. She sees it. And she probably told Wayne, look, we need to fix this. Probably. And Amber said she set all the people straight today. Was so glad because I'm tired of hearing about Wayne. There's some people who are never going to drop Wayne. They act like Wayne was in the bed when Shayla was in the bed and it was all four of them in there. No. And even though it wasn't right, it was wrong. You know how many people do that too? Not making hers right. You know how many people sleep with somebody the day before they get married? And listen at this. Bachelor parties are notorious for the groom. But the bro code, you don't talk about it. Bachelor parties. And then Magnolia says, an overnight bag of clothes, Aunt will never miss not one thing. He won't. He doesn't know. Amber got so many clothes that, in the show. We know she has them outside because she sells them to us. Yeah, Magnolia, you're correct. He's not going to miss it. He's not even going to look. Man, don't even care. He cares that she's not at home. And that is what's triggering him. Miss Faye says, I am loyal to this chat as well as Amber. I unsubscribed to a lot of channels yesterday. I was worried about you. Miss Fatal, thank you. Yeah, they're not happy that I won't compromise the way I think. Why would I? I'm married to a man. I have my life, my memories, my thoughts, what I know and what I don't know. And there are certain things that I see and I'm like, what? Nonya, I had never seen you rattled before. Welcome back to the calm after the storm. I walked into the lion's den, Miss Faye. I did. And the reason I was so stoic was because I didn't want to say something that I would regret. I didn't, because trust me, I was there. And I made some mistakes, but I was so focused on one thing that, Dolly says, hey, Mom, Magnolia. Or Magnolia says, hey, Mom, to Dolly. And then vengeance is mine, Seth and Bam. You guys are hilarious. Angela Atkinson says, vengeance is mine, Seth and Bam. No peace for Anthony. I tell you, Anthony is going to scorch earth to stop Amber from divorcing him. Excuse me, okay? I did take an allergy pill. Even though the Bay Area is beautiful and we do have salt water, which is good, my allergies flare up because we have trees, and they still come in through the ducts and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to read this again, Miss Fatal. I am loyal to this chat as well as Amber. I unsubscribe, blah, blah, blah. I never had seen you rattled before. And I was rattled. What was that? There was one night also in addition to moderator's night. I think my spirit was so upset, and I mean, I know these are skits, but we can turn these into educational opportunities if we really think about it, because so many people don't know what it's like to be married. I didn't know this stuff until I did get married. So we don't know what we don't know, right? Okay. And then Michelle says, I'm tired of the Amber bashing. And they don't like it because I'm not bashing Amber. What am I going to bash Amber for? To help whitewash Anthony? Anthony doesn't need to get a pass. Come on. Why would he get a pass? I'm sorry. I don't understand why. Because this guy? Nope. And now if my husband can stand me, I guess I can stand me. But I just think right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm not from that old school of what marriage is supposed to be. The Bible does rule, but the Bible don't say be no fool. He tells us don't be a fool. So what we going to do? Go be a fool? And then also, Bam sit still. Calm your roll because you're getting too involved and you're falling in love at the wrong time. You don't know Dave well enough. I love Dave. I think everything we've seen about him so far, except for the cheating part and taking her out into the fair area, I like Dave. Magnolia says, right, they were complaining about her taking a bag of clothes. Did they complain when she went to Charlotte the first time? I didn't notice, but did they complain then? Okay, and then let's see. Hope says, where is Amber's sister circle? Amanda, her and Amanda don't get along because of Robert. And I think she probably knows her sister well enough to know that Amanda is probably doing something she has no business. We know Amanda and how she rolls. Ernestine is the closest thing she's got to family. No matter what we think about Ernestine, first of all, she talks too much. Secondly, though, Amber and Ernestine do check each other. Whether it works or not, they do call each other out. And Ernestine, dirt knows dirt. She knows Dalton. So anyway, yeah, she's surrounded herself at this point. When you are in a place where you are alone, and a lot of women can attest to that, you are all alone. What do? When you don't have anybody to talk to? What do? If I had an Ernestine, in spite of, her making that bad judgment call to rent the house to JMO, I would want an Ernestine just to even keep me focused. And if you guys remember when I put that Angie Stone song onto that short, Ernestine was asking her, what are you talking about, you getting a divorce? You're Amber. You're that woman who has put up with all of this, and now you're going to get a divorce? Ernestine was surprised, very surprised. Okay, Magnolia says they were complaining about her taking a bag of clothes. They'll complain about anything. And then Hope says, where's Amber's sister circle? And Mama Brenda is over there with Phil. Phil is about to drive Mama Brenda crazy. And we know Mama Brenda divorced her husband because he was an adulterer. But she didn't like Amber getting ready to talk to Kelvin. She made that clear. I'm sorry. But she also told Amber, don't let the devil back in your house. But for audience sake, for us, she didn't tell her who she thought was the devil. I thought she meant Wayne. I don't know who picked Anthony. I'm sure some people did. Michelle, yeah, I'm tired of the Amber bashing. You know what? Let them bash her, because in the end, they're going to all jump back on the Amber train, just like they did last year. That's what they do. That's what they do. They sway like this. Whichever way the piper goes, that's the way they go. I had a lady put a nasty comment in today. I just responded to her. I wasn't nasty. I just put, the question's not about that. It's about this. Can you answer this, please? And let's see what else. We've got Carla. Oh, I'm sorry. Hope says, oh no, I answered that. My apologies. And if you want to see a video, please put it in the chat. And I am going to look to see which of my settings is wrong, because I should be able to just click on a link and then I can bring the movie in. So I have something set incorrectly. Even if Amber does not get what she wants out of the divorce, I want Amber to have her peace and joy. And Carla, I agree. Because your peace and your joy is more than any amount of money. Amber's not a poor lady, And then I saw somebody say, well, why doesn't she let Dave buy her a house? Why let Dave buy her a house and then she'll be in debt to Dave? What if her and Dave don't stay together? Why would somebody say let him buy her a house? I don't know. Okay, and then Carla says, I got that. I'm sorry. Donna says, I am a Warriors fan. Of course, I am straight Steph Curry. I like Steph because he's entertaining. I also like him because he is very pro children. He does so much for the communities. It's amazing. I mean, all the ball players typically will do something once they get to a certain status, but Steph Curry is definitely one to watch. And he's so quiet, he's so humble, he's a great player, but he does a lot for the Bay Area, surrounding areas. He does. We can't take that from Steph. So do I, Carla. Dolly says, please say what the skit lawyer said to Amber today about what Amber said about what happened before the marriage. Did she tell her? Did I miss a skit? Because I didn't see it, Dolly. If I saw it, I was ripping and running, and I didn't hear it. But if you remember what she said about what happened before the marriage, I don't know. Is it in the video? If it's in the video, I'll play the video. And maybe I don't remember her saying anything. I just remember her saying that Anthony wanted to kick her out. Was there a second video? If so, I'll play it. Miss Fatal, I have subscribed to, but it's obvious that Wayne has turning the skits into soap operas. He is. So we have to change our mindsets with what we're seeing. It's not real life. These are mini soap operas. And that's probably where Wayne got the idea. And it's a beautiful idea. However, your Pistons, okay, Donna, I used to like the Pistons. It's a beautiful idea, but where's the positivity? Where's the no cheating? Where are the marriages that are actually working? We don't even have, we only have what? 2 or 3 marriages, and that's all. And where's the good? Let's get some good so we can smile. I mean, I remember when Buddy was here and stuff, and we used to be able to laugh. But what happened? It all went to darkness. Miss Fatal, I unsubscribed. Also, I did drop my memberships too to certain creators or reviewers. I unsubscribed from Wayne last year. If he makes a change, makes this a better storyline, I might reconsider him. But until then, let's see. Angela Atkinson says, I just believe Amber wants to be happy, enjoy life with a man who sees her. Just happens that she found someone at the wrong time. Was it the wrong time? The intimacy part is wrong, but was it the wrong time? She had a failing restaurant, non-supportive husband. The Lord sends us, God sends our angels, sometimes just for a season. They are sent to do something, and they do it, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they're gone. And when I said the word God sent a long time ago back at the restaurant, and she met Dave, I said, Dave is a godsend. And I actually thought that Dave was going to meet Anthony and, kind of not delve into their business, but drop something into Anthony's ear about, maybe, can you connect your wife to these people or somehow help Amber and Anthony connect. Boy, was I wrong. I was wrong on that one. Yeah, I was totally wrong. So yes, Angela, I agree with you 100%. And I also have a thought about why Dave talks to married women. Maybe Dave doesn't want to get hurt. And maybe married women are safe because they will probably go back to their husbands but I don't think Dave wants to let Amber go back. And Anthony's yelling in the phone. He grabbed her arm, and I think he sees the goodness in Amber, that we see, that other people don't see because they're too busy hating on her and bashing her before all of this. Just in general, just because she walked the earth. I don't like Amber. Okay. But anyway, so Dave said, I can give you a house and a child. I got your back. And when he said a child, I thought, what are you talking about, Dave? Like, I'm sure Amber is afraid because of the miscarriage, but also give her a child. Does that mean impregnate her? Does that mean let her adopt a child? What does that mean? And give you a house and a child. I got your back. I don't want Amber to put her trust in man. Put her trust in God first. Carla, yes. Amber, pray. Pray for the Lord to order your footsteps. And I guess this is Skitland's Lord, okay? So when I refer to God, I'm not talking about our real God. I don't play with God. You ain't coming to get me. I mean, I do a little thing and I'm praying about it. I'm walking around, Lord, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that, Really, I do that. Anyway, so I don't want him mad at me. Shoot. No way. Okay, let's see. This from Carla. I got that one. I'm sorry, Carla. Simply says, Nonya, you have family in the Bay Area, Simply? Wow. And nobody's from California except maybe some Indians, maybe some Hispanics, but ain't nobody from California. Everybody is from somewhere else. Simply, that is awesome. You tell them I said hello from the Hayward Hills. I mean, we just moved from another city, and now we're not way up here. I don't need all that nonsense. But we are at the foothills of the Hayward area, and it's so pretty. But there's a lot of grass. We're not up in the fire area. We're down lower. I think we're in a safe place. I hope so. But please tell them hello, Simply. Okay. Yeah. I like to hear when people know where we live. When I say Bay Area, they know what that means because people are looking at me like, what's that? But, and then last weekend for Mother's Day, because I was so stressed out, if you guys remember, I was ready to just, and so one of my favorite things to do is to watch the sunset at Golden Gate Bridge. And I forget the name. Simply, I think it starts with the E. The most crooked street in the world. You used to be able to go through there. Now it's a historic street. So last I checked, they were charging. No, before that they had closed it off, and then they started charging. So I don't know what's going over there now. That's the most crooked street I ever seen in my life. But I like to go over there to watch our sunsets and the sunrise. But the sunsets over the Golden Gate Bridge, and when I say chef's kiss, they are beautiful. So he took me over there. We stayed on the other side of the bay. And he said I just needed to calm down and breathe. Because I kept thinking, why do they keep taking my hours? And I'm just like, I'm not crying, but I'm mad. I'm furious. So, yeah, that's what I was doing. And then I made myself sick from worry. Amber takes multiple showers daily. She does, Magnolia. That's why are these people always saying she didn't take a shower? Because they want that to be Amber. But that's not Amber. They either don't like her as a person, they just don't like the character. I don't know. But to make up stuff for the heck of it to get a rise out of somebody, I mean, it's not like the creators really care what we think. They just want us to be a rat following the Pied Piper. And I mean that with no disrespect. But I can't think of another way to put it. I'm not going to follow you when I don't agree with what you say. I'm just not going to do it. And Angela Atkinson's the same way. And she's she's more vocal than me any day. Angela says, not Amber. They're talking Amber would shower every second. Did you not hear when Anthony said she showers too much? I heard that before because she lives in the shower. You know, I have one of my daughters does that. She takes about like a shower in the morning, a shower in the afternoon, and a shower at night. And I'm like, why do you take so many showers? But that's her thing. She didn't have to answer it. I was just making a comment. But she has her reasons. And cute as a button, too. Let's see. Her attorney knows she's dating. Yes, simply, she did tell her. And we did tell her from this channel, not that they're listening because we don't know whether they are or not. It doesn't really matter. I said, tell the attorney you are dating. Tell your attorney because they're going to get blindsided if you don't tell them. Okay. And then the next one, she knows Amber is seeing somebody and she called it the alleged affair. She didn't say the actual affair because there's no proof. The attorney said alleged affair. I caught that. I try. Magnolia, exactly. Anthony used to complain about Amber showers too often. And then Magnolia, yeah, Anthony used to complain. Michelle Thompson, there's my girl. Michelle says, I think I'm the one who stole your Skitland referral. Michelle, you can have it. Oh no, don't be sorry to use it. You know, at first I thought I should copyright this, not from you, but when I start seeing other people change their banners to say Skitland, but you know, it's actually a compliment, and I'm not a gatekeeper, so I will call out if we do something, you do something. I'm going to give you a shout out. I don't get shout outs from other people. I get shout outs from you guys. But no, Michelle, it's fine. Oh, you're so sweet. You can, anybody can use that word. I'm not going to copyright that word. This is a skits. I think I like Skitland better than I like Skitlanta. For me, that's too many. That's too many symbols. And then Angela says her attorney knows she's dating. She figured it out. That is why she told her to go home. Don't sleep out. And then Dolly says, Magnolia, Dave is my skit son-in-law because of you. You guys are mom and daughter. I love that. Magnolia says, Wayne won't allow it yet. Otherwise, it would try to fight every other skit. Okay. That makes sense, Magnolia. Carla says, Amber told her lawyer it was someone else she was seeing. That is when she said, well, you're temporarily separated. Did she say temporarily, Carla, or did she say legally separated? Did she say temporary? Maybe, but okay, I'll take that for now. And we're working on baby DJ. Just think if they had a baby, we're going to go back to, it was Magnolia, Trap Star, and they brought me in on it. And they brought in the book of David and Bathsheba. That is the book. Wayne are the stories, the songs of David. Wayne is always reading David and Bathsheba. Every time you see him in his Bible, he told Tamara, that's his favorite story, right? And he's always reading that, always. And we know Uriah was Bathsheba's husband. And if you think about it, he kept sending Uriah to the front line so he could get taken care of. And we are saying, Magnolia, and I think it was Trap Star, that the marriage between the Daltons is Uriah. Just put that in your book, just as a piece of information. That's why you might see us refer to David and Bathsheba. And then Bathsheba had already lost one son, and then she had a son who turned out to be King Solomon, right? A boy. Anyway, and then let's see. Lauren is delusional. She said it was God because she ran into him at Shayla's house. She ran into God? Lauren is delusional. She said it was God because she ran into God at Shayla's house. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Gwen. And then Dan's going to kidnap. I must have missed a skit. I missed a skit last night. Yeah, he probably Wayne's going to get kidnapped again. Hi, Hemi girl. What's happening? Hi, chat. Dolly, welcome in, Hemi girl. I'm good. I'm good too. I'm glad to see you. Dolly says all we want Amber to do is go home and not stay out overnight. I agree. She's going to Charlotte. You guys know that, right? She's going back to Charlotte. So let's see what happens in Charlotte. They're going back. Amber said, I want to go on a road trip, not on an airplane. That's saying Amber doesn't want to go home. She don't want to go home. I wouldn't want to go home either, though. To me, I used to think that was the prettiest mansion. And then all of a sudden, it just became like empty. You know, Amber fixed it up. She made it warm and nice. And now, to me, I call it the haunted mansion. Magnolia says, hey, Hemi girl. And Gwen says, please join Nonya Monday through Saturday mornings. I guess I'm stuck with Saturday because my moderator said Monday through Saturday. Okay, Gwen, I hear you. And she said, Monday through Saturday mornings at 9:30 Pacific time, 12:30 Eastern time, and then it's going to be 11:30 CST. Have tea with me, NONYASISCHAT. And then join me Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. I changed it. It's 7 p.m. now, which is 10 o'clock Eastern time, and it's 9 o'clock for the wind down. And for people who don't know the wind down, we go in there to like chill out. If we're gonna have if we had a rough day, you know, sometimes you don't want to go to sleep. It's on your mind. It's in your psyche. Like when I dreamt about that girl's vision board, because it was like the one on Whitney Houston's Bodyguard, and I dreamt about the stalkers too. Now I dreamt about hers, this Melissa's. So anyway, that's why we have the wind down. We talk about everything. One night we talked about music and we had fun. And so I did put all the songs in my playlist. So if I see something come up that I can use a song for, I just used Tank again. Or no, yeah, Tank. I just used Tank again on Anthony. I Deserve This. That's Tank, right? So I used that this week. And then today I used a Diana Ross song that's not very, very well known. And she was talking about all the things that she furnished that house with. And then I had a commenter come in my comments and say, well, why? Amber has never done anything for that house. So I just reminded him, she helped him save that house and Roe, and she paid Roe back, and she helped him not go bankrupt. The person didn't even know it. I mean, some people don't go back to day one. I don't go all the way back to day one. I have to ask people like Magnolia and like Corletta. I have to ask because I don't know. And it's probably how I fumbled the bag the other night when I mentioned Shayla. Plus, I had my emotions were in the way because I knew I was in the lion's den. So, but that's neither here nor there. It's done. It's over. Keep it moving, right? And Carla says, I believe Amber is going to get pregnant by Dave. Carla, she probably will. I mean, when you're with someone that you can just release to, it's easier to get pregnant than when you're with somebody, and that's not all women, but just experience. You can get pregnant a lot easier, and there's no Shayla around to, make him say, make your husband say, well, okay, you're the side chick, you're mad about it, I'm going to deal with you more than I'm going to deal with my own wife. The girl lost her baby. Anyway, Simply says, hey family, hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope so too. I hope she does get pregnant. Candy B says, hey Hemi girl, hey Hemi girl. People saying hello to you. Hi Abby. And then let's see. Oh, Abby, Simply Abby's your first name. No wonder. I keep seeing Magnolia say that. Now it makes sense, Magnolia. Thank you. Gwen says, thanks for diligently posting the times for this channel. Dolly said that. And I agree. I agree. Thank you, Gwen. And I have told Gwen on the side, thank you as well. Marion says, good afternoon, Nonya and chat. Good afternoon, Marion. I'm Team Amber. Humphrey says, she's wrong to stay at Dave's. Yes, Humphrey, I've been talking about that. She's wrong. Go home. Go home, Amber Ty. Please stop it. Nonya, I didn't notice that either. Then Hemi says that's why she had to go to Dave's the night morning. You mean the cup being full? Is that what you mean, Hemi girl? People don't know what that reference means, but if that's what you're talking about, yeah, that's why she had to go over there. That means Anthony didn't get any. Anyway, hey, Shy Lady, what's happening? I'm glad you're here. Hi. Everybody, please say hello to everybody coming in new. Shy Lady just arrived. Yeah, he probably did. He probably fell. It looks like he did. Excuse me. And Miss Fatal said, even the laws in California have changed. My divorce was last year and 2 months ago. Lots has changed when it comes to the division of property and cohabitation. Now, I think I remember where you told me you live, and laws have changed. I think if you live where I think you live, I had a stepdad that lived down that way, and when I found out about the laws, because my sister had to tend to some of them, I was surprised at some of the property division and things like that. I didn't have to worry about that. But lots has changed when it comes to division of property and cohabitation. I believe that, Miss Fatal. And that's why I say, if you're getting a divorce, listen to your attorney. Laws change every day. When I was a coder, a programmer, they call it software engineer, but when I was doing that work, and I did it for 22, almost 23 years, I wrote coding. I wrote programs for counties, for courts, for law enforcement, for banks. I worked on a lot of different projects. And criminal justice for the state of California, I was on a task force. I worked with them and then counties around California. So when I say all these things that I say, the laws do change all the time, and we had to keep up with them. Magnolia says he already fell. And then Carla says, when Anthony prayed for his wife to look at her the way she used to, I will give up my money and my business. He's going to lose all three. That's what I say. Carla, that's what I say. And then Tyran says, no. Abby says, Magnolia, yes, she's definitely trolling about the house and Wayne. Good for her. And she's got haters pressed, and they're losing their minds. Their reviews are diabolical. Mm-hmm. Amy says, I think so. Hi, Dana. Dana says, yes. And then Marion said hello to Magnolia. Yes, from Juanita. Yes, from Deborah. I'm going to try to do while we're looking at a video, if we look at one, I'm going to try to put a poll in to see if I can make it work. Because I tried to do it yesterday, but the poll ended up over here on my screen. I don't need it on my screen. I need it in the stream. So I figured out how to do it. I'm just afraid to do it because I don't want to mess up. But if you're looking at the movie, then you won't see me over there doing it. Okay. And because I really want to do that. I'm staying with you guys. I'm not going anywhere. Not unless somebody, like the Lord, picks me up, plucks me out, and puts me over there and says, that's enough for you. Simply says, I think Dave is taking it day by day because he knows her position. I know. I just wish he would tell her the things that he knows that she shouldn't be doing. Like, I didn't like her going to the fair, even though she had a marvelous time. I didn't like him taking her out like that. I didn't like it one bit. I didn't. But remember, if somebody does something for you, they may very well, he does like her being in his house. He may very well ask for you to pay him back. So keep that in mind. Don't be a Lauren, because Dan already told her she's been signed, sealed, and delivered. Remember that scene? And he said, don't push the wrong button, Lauren. And now he done moved in with the lady. Oh, God. Okay. Simply says, I think Dave is taking it day by day. And then Hemi says, I think he likes her being at his house. Hemi girl, I think so too. And then we don't see it, but I wonder how often she cooks for him because, she likes to cook breakfast. And what if Anthony, he can go to jail, Dana. He'll be in contempt of court. Contempt. And the lawyers work for the court. They don't work independently just for the client. They are court officers. If he removes Amber's stuff, Anthony could very well end up in the clink clink. Or he can pay a huge fine, have to put her things back, and replace what he tears up. Anthony, I think Anthony believes he can control the courts. Buddy, I shouldn't say buddy, but Anthony, you can't control the courts. Okay. She said, don't change her address. Do not. That means you don't live there anymore. Amber has so much clothes. She does. And all the clothes that Amber has, and this is just, tea for you. Amber sells most of those clothes. She buys them. She says she shops at Ross. She shops at TJ Maxx. She shops at Akira, which is an online store. Amber doesn't spend a lot of money on clothes. The only time her son said, if you see my mom going into a Gucci store, it's because she needs perfume. Not clothes, perfume. But she says she just goes. But she does sell her clothes. We know a couple of people here that have purchased it. She uses whatnot, and she usually announces it she's on Facebook all the time doing lives. And she was just on saying, you guys didn't tell me my lip gloss was crooked. But she's very personable, the one that we see anyway. And Dave seems, let's see, Hemi Girl said, I believe she bought those clothes because she came back home with new hair, new nails, and new clothes. Oh, okay, Hemi Girl. Man, I can't wear orange, but that orange jumpsuit was gorgeous on her. I was like, whoa, Amber, where you going? She looked really cute. She's got great fashion design. She even shows us how to tie certain things. She's not a gatekeeper. She actually shares stuff. Anyway, Aunt Dolly says, Dave seems genuine while talking to Amber when she was crying about how Anthony treated her. I like what he said when Amber thought Anthony was going to hit her. And I'm like, oh, God, Anthony, you don't want to run up against this dude. He's made of bricks. And then let's see. Donna says, yes, I believe Dave is falling for Amber because he knows she is broken. Thank you for saying that word. Amber was broken. Can you imagine being broken? Wow. And that she has nothing to give him. and he can get SEX anywhere. Magnolia says Dave is offering Amber everything she wants. Dave protecting himself too from hurt. Yeah, I agree, Angela. And then Dana says, Gwen says, hey, Dana, if he does, he's in trouble. He's not allowed to. Yeah, he'll get in trouble. He's playing with the courts now. Courts don't play. They are serious. They'll throw the book at you and fine you. And as we all know, living in this country, courts do play, but they don't play with the everyday man. Miss Fatal says she's not supposed to move out, taking furniture, personal items that she bought for the house, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. She can take a change of clothes. What if she was traveling and she would need personal items? That's right, Miss Fatal. That's what I'm saying. And then Carla says Dave is letting Amber move in this divorce by the beat of her own drum. And he said that before, and he's executing his words. You remember, Dave is a man, actions speak louder than words. And then he's got that sign that says good energy. Okay, and then Magnolia says, does Amber want me to keep Dave company or Melissa? Magnolia, you a mess. Magnolia said, Amber, you better get that man or I'm going to come get him. Exactly, Miss Faye. Magnolia says, I'm sorry, Dolly says, I understood it the same way you did, Nonya. However, I was told I have to check it out on another chat. Okay. We can do that. Hi, Keisha. Keisha's in the house. What's happening, Keisha? Hi, Nonya and everyone. Oh yeah, I went looking around the other chats. I went and looked at some of their videos. And to be honest, I wasn't a bit surprised. What surprises me more are the comments from the fans. I'm like, wow, is that what you really got from that? But yeah, some people are impressionable. Some aren't. You're not going to move them, and some just don't know. Okay. Let's see. Gwen says, please join Nonya Monday through Saturday morning, 9:30 Pacific time, 12:30 Eastern time, 11:30 CST, and have tea with me. No, I'm Nonya Sis. And then on Monday through Friday, I don't know that I'm going to add Saturday because we do most of the time have church on Sunday morning. And then I get, that's kind of my wind down time with my husband because he does work on Saturdays at his shop. Join Nonya Monday through Friday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern, and 9 CST for the wind down, which is WINE. Thanks to Miss Fatal, because I had it as wind, WIND. Okay. And is there any skit out yet? Danielle put Ben on notice about a divorce, Marion. It's totally illegal in Georgia. Brooke would have to come to North Carolina. Shady, I remember that when it hit. And that's what's in the back of my mind. Is this going to be Georgia law or is it going to be Skitland law? I remember all, the women and the whole big mess. Girl, I was into politics so deep at that time. Yeah. So, Shy Lady, yeah. Danielle put Ben on notice. I'm going to have to look at some skits today, too, because trying to do all of this stuff at once, it's like I don't want to go back to 14 hours a day. But hopefully the channel gets monetized this week. I am almost right at the door. But I don't want them if they take my hours again, I'm out of here. Because it's the rolling 28-day cycle. And when I first started with that part of it, the monetization, I had 6,000 hours. Well, I had 6,000, then it got cut to 39 something, right? And it was stuck there. And I'm still trying to perfect this. And then they cut it again down to 2,100. I'm like, are they counting the hours that I have? Anyway, I'm not going to complain to you guys about it. I just want to be here. Dave wants to be chosen for what he means to Amber. So he's giving her room to close the door on Aunt at her own pace. I think that man is in love. I do. People say he's fake, he's this. I think that man is in love with Amber. Hey, I hope he's not the stalker. And Melissa's a stalker. Boy, I'm bound. Magnolia will come save you. She'll come save you from Dave. Get him, Magnolia. Okay, and let's see. Watch Dave. Magnolia, watch Dave and leave Melissa in the house in the woods. If that girl doesn't remind me of Misery and Fatal Attraction, where is she anyway? And then Gwen says, please like, share, and subscribe. Please do. Please subscribe to my channel. I mean, it doesn't cost anything. You can always adjust the notifications. Please subscribe. I appreciate you. And even when I have 1 million subscribers, I'm still going to say, please subscribe. Because hopefully I've got something for somebody, right? Let's see. Marion says they act like Amber still loves Wayne. Wayne is the one in love. Wayne is the one in love. And then Keisha says, hi, Gwen. Hi, Magnolia. Anthony is going to hit the roof when Mrs. Dalton walks back in her mansion. That hasn't come on yet. Has anything come on, you guys? Thanks, everyone, for joining Nonya Sis. She appreciates you. I do appreciate you more than you know, because you guys keep me from, you keep me focused and you keep me calm. And I'm trying to do the same for you. I loved when Amber threw that phone to Anthony to call Wayne and tell him how he feels. I think Anthony wants to be, and someone said he keeps Wayne around him, because I think Anthony wants access to the red carpet. Anthony is of the world. He loves strippers and even Shayla. I mean, he loves those kinds of women. Wayne can give him access to the worldly goods. Okay, I think the lawyer means all of her stuff. You can have him. Magnolia, you made him my Skitland son-in-law. I am loyal. Oh, Marion says, I'm loyal to this chat as well. I love Amber, the actress, but no, Amber, the character. I love the character, Amber. I mean, she was a hot mess, but for some reason, I liked her. And I don't know why. I just liked Amber. I think because she has a good heart, even though she was using it the wrong way. I think that's why I liked Amber, the character, too, Marion. Did you all hear the lawyer say the longer the divorce draws out, it gives her more time to investigate? And that would be good. Angela, when did she say that? I'll go back and look at them after we're done here. Because I think I need to do, I think I want to do a follow-up. Not openly, but I want to go back and look at the videos. I do that a lot. I'll look at like 6 or 7 videos, maybe twice, so I can get the info. But I think I'm going to go look at hers. It draws it out, give her more time. It gives her more money too. But that lady, even though that's Jay and Ernestine's attorney, I think that she said she knew how to handle people like Anthony. And I think that meant I know how to handle millionaires, millionaire husbands. And Jay and Ernestine weren't. They weren't millionaires. Dolly says, enjoy spilling the tea with Nonya's. chat group. Carla says Anthony doesn't care about Amber. He's mad. That is why he's mad. Because he sees him in Amber and his ego can't take it. Like Wayne said, men can't, they can dish it out, but they can't take it. And right now, Amber is on that I don't care. And I won't say the last bad letters. I don't care. Kick rocks. Miss T says, you shouldn't compromise for someone else's belief. If you compromise, you compromise if you truly see and feel the difference. Sometimes conversations can help, sometimes not. Miss T, you are 100% correct. 100%. And I will say Miss T is one of my favorite people. And the reason I say that is because she will come for me in a minute. And if she's right, she's right. If she ain't right, she ain't right. But Miss T is somebody I look forward to talking to. And I'm not going to compromise, like not for this kind of stuff. I will compromise if it's 50-50 and yeah, you probably have the heavier 50%. Then I will compromise. But Miss T, she's my go-to battle person. And I love her dearly. Simply, I didn't know your name was Abby. So I think so much, and I think she meant like all the furniture. And don't change her address. Let her bills still come there, even though I don't care what Anthony pays for. Don't even touch the money, the mail. Just leave it on the counter, take your mail, and keep it moving. Here's my theory. If Dave sees Amber crying one more time, he's going to pull up on Atlanta. Magnolia. Girl, you know I thought the same thing, right? Then I'm trying to unthink that and say, would he do that? Will you go talk to that man about his wife? But Magnolia, I have the same thought. I think he better leave Amber alone and stop making her cry. Now, I hate to say it, but even though as wrong as it sounds, he might pull up. Hi, Antoinette. Good morning. Lala says, if you speak against Dave, you are banned on here. You notice your comments disappeared? You know what? I didn't make them disappear, Lala. I would never, ever do that. Never. If you see, so this software just added, hi, Steffi. This software that I use, because it's not on YouTube where I'm talking to you, it's on something called StreamYard. And that's a software that interacts with different social sites. So if you see your comments disappear, it's because they've just added this week or last week something called disappearing comments. Maybe I can turn it off somewhere, but they show us all the new things. So Lala, no, I would never, ever, ever cut your comment out. Never. Mm-mm. No, and the moderators wouldn't either. We don't do that. So if it disappears, like right now, these 3 in a row, they're turning like a really light gray. So that tells me they're going to disappear. But Lala, if it disappears, please type it again. Just know it's not me. I don't delete anybody's comments. The one thing I will do, if the moderators, question, like put a question mark or something, they don't delete anything either, unless they know, like somebody comes in and says a bad word or something, then they know, to remove the comment. But if you speak against Dave, are you banned on here? I noticed my content. I won't. And the moderators aren't, because I can see what they delete. And they haven't deleted anything so far. Like really nothing. There are a couple of people that are moderators that I'm questioning. I'm questioning. because I don't want people coming in here messing up my comments on people. So Lala, no, I didn't do it. I would never do it. If you have a comment and you want to speak about Dave, girl, go for it. Come on, Lala, I think you know me better than that. Well, I hope you do. If you don't, please do. I ain't gonna do that. Never. I'm not that one. Sometimes I might skip a comment, because I'm going too slow like now. Hi, Steffi Mac. Welcome in. Happy Saturday afternoon. Anthony is mad because he has no evidence of what Amber is doing, like Amber had on him. You see, men do get mad if you out there doing something you don't have no business and they don't know what you're doing. Teran says, I have no sympathy for Anthony. Me either. I don't know. I mean, some of us might. Why? I don't know. But, I mean, you're entitled to. I'm not going to whitewash Anthony. The devil comes to cheat, steal, and destroy. He does. And he got to the point where he pretty much destroyed Amber. And now Amber not picking up her Bible and trying to, get in touch with herself and this and that. She's doing what she's doing. She's in an affair with a man who seems perfect, except that he talks to women who are getting divorces. And that does, Magnolia, you tell me what you think. That does tell me, and Lala, you too. Does he have a God complex, or has he fallen in love with Amber? Or does he fall in love easily and get hurt? I mean, what's the deal with him? We don't know. We don't have any information. We try not to guess on here. So until we see something, hear something, what is there to say? Just go make up stuff like everybody else? We try not to do that. Why is Anthony mad? Because he has no proof? Maybe. Because he can't control Amber, I think is more like it. So he can keep beating her over the head and have them women come over and treat Amber like she's a stepchild, like Cinderella. And they're the wicked sisters. Magnolia, stop. You want Anthony in the you want Anthony in the ER. Dave and Anthony leave that man alone. Go crazy. Phil is there. Yeah, but Phil never comes over. And she doesn't go over there. But I mean, would you go over there if you're going through, and this is just a question, if you're going through all this turmoil, all this hell, or heck, dealing with this marriage, would you want to go visit anybody to let them see you like that? Remember the last time she went to Mama Brenda and she broke down crying? I refuse to let these chats upset me when I know the real Georgia law about divorce. Good, Dolly. Good. And when you see something that's not right, let us know. Because I want to know when it's Wayne's World's laws and when it's Georgia law. I did read Georgia law. I read up on it because of the skits, because I wanted to compare them with California's laws. Ernestine won't share anything. The only thing that I know she did share so far, and it was innocent, no doubt, is that she showed the pictures of Anthony and Amber. And did anybody notice? I forgot who said it. Was it Carolyn Brown? I think it might have been Carolyn. The two pictures, they took beautiful pictures, right? The two pictures that no doubt Anthony decided to keep. I think it was Carolyn. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I apologize. But they're standing side by side like this, right? They're just standing there like this. And she said, they look like they're laying in a casket. And when I looked at the picture again, she was right. Whoever said it, they're right. There's no affection, no chemistry, and pictures pick up a lot. And they do look like they're just laying in a casket. And the picture is on the side of the bed that's near that door that Anthony was, I think it's that room. And Anthony was standing there staring at Amber. I think it's right there. But they're just laying there, and it does look like they're in a casket. There's no emotion, no hand holding, nothing. Magnolia says Amber talked to Amanda last week per her conversation with Candace, and that's how Amanda knew, okay, of the job for Wayne in the podcast. I'll have to look at that, Magnolia, because I didn't watch it. I'm trying to stay. I feel my sinus clogging up, but I did take some medicine. See, Magnolia's comment is turning to gray. Lala, it's going to disappear on me also. So, no, Lala, please don't think that I will never, nobody will delete your comment. Okay. You can speak for Dave, against Dave, as long as it, just, we got to make it make sense, y'all, because we're not going to be like everybody else who just puts it out there because we want it to be something ugly about a particular character. We used to talk about Shayla, but we didn't lie on Shayla when I was in O'Neill's group. And then at a point I got to where we shouldn't be talking about this way. Now, Angelina, I might like you as a person and I enjoy your lies, but as Rooster Nation, no, Angelina, leave your daughter alone. God. I don't like Dave. Okay. Amber isn't talking to anyone that will check her. She talks to Ernestine once in a while, but right now she is into Dave. Tyrone, you are right. She does. I like Dave, but if you don't like Dave, you have your reasons, and can't nobody take that away from you. When you stand on something, stand on it. Stand on it. Don't back down. Okay? Okay. I get that. I don't like that Dave is talking to a married woman. That I don't like. Remember Ben and Anthony? Ben told Anthony Amber probably feels like she's on an island. Yeah, there's an island called Man Island. Are you guys familiar with that place where men go there and they never come back? It's full of cannibalists. It's called Man Island. It's out there in the Asian Ocean, I think it is. Some reason my daughter found it. I don't know how she found it. Whatever you do, don't go there. Hollywood liked Amber. Melissa's mom, Hollywood? Oh, Hollywood, the bar, yeah. The bar tender, the bar guy. Yeah, Hollywood did like Amber. Angela A. waiting to see what happens. Amanda says her and Amber talk all the while. They just don't show it on the skit. Okay. Hemi Girl says, I like Dave. I believe everyone is making assumptions about him based on the situation because they don't want Amber to cheat. Is it because they don't want Amber to cheat? Do they care about Amber? I don't know which people you're talking about, Hemi Girl, but if they didn't want Amber to cheat, they wouldn't be trying to whitewash Anthony. And I'm going to say that because how do you whitewash Anthony and make his sins just disappear? And I think that's where I push back against the people, but I take what you say. I like Dave. I believe everyone is making assumptions about him because the first thing I assumed was that he was a player. But then once I got to see him in a couple of skits, I thought maybe he's used to be a player. But right now, what I see is a man that likes a woman because he's too in tune to her. I mean, it could be a ploy, absolutely. But right now, I'm just in the middle. I'm in the middle and I'm watching Dave. Because if he makes one move out of line other than being intimate, which I wish he'd stop, why don't they minister together or something? Do something different. I mean, Amber is in a place where I personally think she should feel comfortable with Dave and all the other stuff can stop. At least put it on pause for a while in the situation because they don't want Amber to cheat. No, they just want Amber to go home, to me, I think, with Anthony. But Anthony doesn't want Amber. What's she supposed to do? Just keeps rolling around looking like who knows what? Shayla and Piari come to the house anytime they want to. Just, it's a lot, Hemi girl, to swallow. And they cannot like Dave, but you want to be mad at Amber, be mad at Amber, be mad at Anthony, and be mad at Shayla. Because for them to want Amber to take another year and a half of suffering, then I'm going to question what's wrong with the people looking at this. Because that just ain't right. And not when I say it ain't right. And it's not. Most women would have hightailed it out of there so long ago, right? But I get the point, and I take your point. Magnolia, he did. You could tell. And then Miss T says that bag of clothes has nothing to do. That bag of clothes is nothing. It has not. Maybe I can't see. Miss T says that bag of clothes is nothing. It's the not coming home. Yeah, that's the problem. Amber, go home. Because that's going to blow up in Amber's face. I do believe. And I mean, I'm not, fortune teller, but I think it's going to blow up in her face. If it blows up, though, Miss T, it doesn't blow the divorce. It blows the legal separation part, because that wasn't mentioned until the lawyer told Amber she was legally separated. And that's when we start saying the laws in Wayne's world, right? That's when we started saying that, because that came with the legal separation part. Miss T, if you disagree with that, let me know. But that wasn't a part of the actual petition for the divorce. It is a part of the legal separation, though. Dolly says, Miss Gwen Eves, that was funny when Anthony was looking at Hollywood's chest like a midget and a giant. I know, I was cracking up. Tina says this will be entertaining. And Angela's laughing at Gwen. Dolly says, bingo to Hemi girl. And Dolly says, yes. I mean, Gwen says yes. And Michelle Thompson says, I think we need to see Amber and Dave have a heart-to-heart. I agree. Have a heart-to-heart. I mean, they've had some interesting conversations, but I think they need to have a heart-to-heart about what they're doing. I understand why Dave feels that it's necessary to protect Amber, but they need to have a heart-to-heart conversation about what they are actually doing. They're both PK kids, which are pastors' kids. They know right from wrong, and they're both doing wrong right now. And is Dave hurting from something, or he just wants his queen? That's fleshy. And I have not seen them pick up a Bible together, and I have a problem with that. Amber Ty, Dalton, I have a problem with that. I want to see you and Dave get your heads in a book. When you go to Charlotte, bring a Bible with you. Okay, Mama Brenda said he never puts a name to it. That's exactly what she said, Marion. And then Magnolia says, no, keep Mama Brenda where she is respectfully. She is the one who encouraged her to be the one in the family to stay married. She did. Remember how mad she got about Kelvin? And when she found out about the divorce, she was furious. And she got a divorce because of adultery. Make it make sense. And then Shy Lady says Mama Brenda was talking about Shayla when she told her not to let the devil come. You know what, Shy Lady? I think she was talking about Shayla, Wayne, Anthony, and who else? Maybe somebody else. She was talking about don't let the devil come back in. And where's Coco? And why won't Coco tell Amber when she finds out? I want to see if she tells Amber what Anthony did in the past. Because remember, she does say, don't do what you did before to this another Black queen. So I'm curious. And then Trapstar says, yes, very Gwen. It would be so nice if Shayla was present. Is present. Yes. And then Antoinette says Larry and Bethany skits. Okay, Antoinette. It is 11 o'clock. Okay. Michelle, yes, we do know, and they need to have a serious conversation. They do need to have a serious conversation. They really do. And they talk a lot. It's just what they're talking about. Let's get serious, Amber Ty. Amber Ty Dalton and Dave Young, or whatever your name is. Let's get to talking. Mama Brenda meant all three: Shayla, Wayne, and Anthony. Thank you, Magnolia. Um, Angela says, you know what is funny? The same people who say divorce Anthony are the same people who is going crazy now. We know. Angela Atkinson, we know. They wanted her to get a divorce and just go away. They thought Amber was just going to leave, get a divorce and leave. They don't like it when the rabbits got the gun. They don't like it one bit. Why should she leave? And then I heard one guy said, I think I said it earlier. He said something about, well, why should Amber get anything? She's never done anything with that house. And I did, of course, mention the role Amber bankruptcy foreclosure deal. And I didn't hear anything else back from him yet, but I'm sure I will. He's one of my antagonist contacts. And we go around and around, not seriously, but yeah. Doreen says, good morning. How's everybody's happy Saturday? I'm late. Doreen, you're fine. I was watching my granddaughter. Oh, she's a basketball player. That's sweet. I like that. They flew to Orlando from Sacramento. Really, Doreen? She played in the AAU traveling team. That's awesome. Sacramento is not far from me. It would take about an hour and a half from here to get to SAC. We call it SAC. Congratulations. I hope she wins. Traveling teams are expensive, but they are worth it for the children. Shayla wasn't around, though. Okay. And then Marion says she will be fine. Like she told Wayne, she'll be happy if she left Anthony. And Wayne, I'm sure, is happy to hear that. Because he's been trying to break that marriage up ever since Anthony came back. Tina Stoker, well, even before Anthony tried to come back, right? He was trying to undress in Amber's house in the bedroom. Tina Stoker says that would be icing on the cake. Angela Atkinson says everyone was so happy when Amber said she was moving. Now they're going crazy to see Amber move back in, because that's what the Pied Piper does. He goes this way, they go this way. He goes that way, or they go that way. To me, I'm telling you, it's like a scientific experiment. Who can they get? Not who the content creators can get, not the reviewers. Wayne. How many people are impressionable? How many are apt to change their mind? And how many stand fast? And if it doesn't sound like an experiment to you, just think about it. Think about it. There's a lot of those people that I do know from being in the chats are impressionable. A lot of them. Some will not move. They will not falter. And then there are others that can be swayed to go in the opposite direction. Everyone is so happy. Yeah, they were. Shayla didn't want Kai to come over. Shayla didn't want Kai to come back to the house after she spoke to Angelina. She didn't. And now Kai is back. Everybody's happy. You can't make this up, right? Or I guess we can. Carla says, Juanita, Anthony is not going to call Wayne because he's a coward. He'll never confront Wayne about what happened. He'll just beat up on Amber about it. And Dolly says, Amber could have taken the bag of clothes as backup clothes for work because my daughter's travel nurse and keep an overnight bag. You can't stop her from taking clothes. It is a second video. There's a second video. Let me go see what it is. Does anybody have the name of it? I'm sorry I took so long to get to your comments. Sometimes it helps if you type it again because we have so many. Hear me, girl? I'm going to look for the new comment. Or I'm sorry, the new skit. Hold on, guys. Is it the one when Amber tells her lawyer she cheated on Anthony? It's that one. Let me go get it, okay? Hang on, guys and gals. I found it.